Good evening and welcome to another World of Warships video with Captain Darkwing Glacier. In this battle I am taking out my Tier 7 American premium cruiser, the Atlanta. And in this game I'm actually divisioned up with my friend Battleair, who's also taking out his Atlanta. So this Atlanta is completely AA-spec'd. So I have advanced firing training, I have basic firing training, I've got all the AA modules, I have defensive fire loaded, and my captain is a 19-point captain who is spec'd out completely for AA. So in this game I was hoping desperately to get a carrier on the enemy team, and it looks like we lucked out. Unfortunately there's only one, just an Independence, but hopefully he is not that smart and he will be sending his planes our way. So I decide the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cozy up to this island in F6, the big island, and hide behind there, and maybe the Independence will send his planes in that direction and I'll be able to shoot some down. Realizing that our AA bubbles are both pretty big, if we're clustered we're not going to cover as much, so Battleair starts heading east to cover the rest of the fleet. And not much happens before we realize that our own Independence is kind of acting like a potato here. He's advancing right up behind our own destroyer up on the west side, which is frankly suicidal. So I have no idea what he's thinking. Meantime, I'm now behind the island. I see a Mutsuki and a Pensacola. So I decided to see if I can shoot over the islands and do some damage while I'm waiting for enemy planes. So I end up shooting down 2 enemy planes that head in my general direction. The enemy definitely knows I'm here, and so many of them are targeting me, but they can't actually get any shots off at me because I'm hidden behind this island. So even though this Mutsuki is pretty much close to extreme range, I just keep firing at him to keep him occupied and hopefully going away from us. Our Independence is still advancing, and most of their fleet has actually come in this direction, which is just crazy. I have no idea what he's thinking, and our Akatsuki is yelling at him in chat. He's like wondering what the heck is he doing? Why are you advancing? Why are you closer to the enemy than I am? I really don't know what he's doing. If he's just being a complete potato, or if he's deliberately trying to kill himself. I mean, he's using his planes. I just don't get it. Maybe he just doesn't realize what he's doing. He's controlling his planes and not really controlling his ship. So we've lost a cruiser to the enemy carrier, who doesn't seem to be a complete idiot, unlike ours. So we're down 1 ship, and no planes have been sent in my direction other than, I think, the 2 fighters that I shot down. I don't have a clean shot on enemy ships, so it's just time to wait and see what develops. Trying to get a shot off on this Pensacola, but unfortunately the island is a little bit too high to shoot over. Battleair is now coming up on my port quarter. See if maybe we can poke around this corner and start doing some damage. Fire some shots out on the Mutsuki to keep him away. The Independence seemed to, gain some sense for a minute and turned away, but now he's turning back, which I just still don't understand. I have no idea what he's thinking. It looks like most of the enemy fleet is falling back towards their base, so I might be able to stick my nose out here and do some damage on one of their ships that might be lurking back. Yeah, there's the Gajimata, who's hiding on the other side of the island. I don't have a clear shot at him from here, but maybe if I stick my nose out I might be able to get a shot or 2 off on him. Unfortunately, I don't want to go out too far, because if I'm detected by anybody else, I'm definitely within range of their Pensacola, their Koenig, and some other ships. And seeing as my armor is basically non-existent, I'll just get deleted pretty quickly. So our Independence is charging forward again. Our destroyer is yelling at him in chat to get back, wondering what the hell he's doing. And at this point, Battle Air and I decide that we got to go forward and protect him because there's that Mutsuki still out there who's probably salivating right now, ready to take him out. Our Akatsuki is hoping the whole team reports him for his stupidity, and I think he's entirely justified there. I don't see the Mutsuki yet, so I take some shots at the Gajimata, and there the Mutsuki pops up. He taunts our CV in chat. Both Battle Air and I kind of panic fire at him, trying to take him out before he can take out the CV. And my aim isn't the best here. I mean, we're doing an unbelievable volume of fire on this guy, but we're not killing him fast enough. And it looks like we took out his engine, which makes our shots miss. Mutsuki's torpedoes are out. The Independence is completely helpless. Battle Air finally takes out the Mutsuki with a broadside, but it's way too late for the CV. I just don't get it. Our Akatsuki calls him a freaking idiot in chat, and I think he's entirely correct there. So, as you can see in chat, I also send my report that this guy needs some serious help. But the good news is that the Mutsuki's gone. Most of the enemy fleet has left this side of the map, so we are free to advance up the western flank. We're not doing so hot on the eastern side of the map. We only have 3 ships over there. We're actually down now 5 ships since we just lost to New York. We're down 5 ships to 2. We've taken out 2 destroyers on the enemy team. They've taken out our carrier, 2 battleships, and 2 cruisers. So things are not looking so good. So Battle Air and I have to move forward here and see if we can make something happen.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Yeah, Battle Air designates the Koenig, but he's too far for me to do any damage to him. So I'm going to have to focus on the Algerie, which he seems to be isolating himself from the rest of his team. So our Minakaze is fortunately able to take out the Koenig, which brings it down from to 5 to 3. So I take some shots out at the Algerie. Who is not looking at me at all. He's aiming at some of the DDs closer to him, so I'm able to get some free shots on this guy, which is good. I do not have IFHE on this commander, so a lot of my shots are shattering on his hull, or his deck rather. But he's still not looking at me, and I'm still able to nickel and dime him down a bit, which is good. And at the last minute he decides maybe he needs to start paying attention to me. I set him on fire. Still doing some damage. He's not going to last much longer. He puts the fire out, but that's kill number 1 on the Algerie. So we lose our Fiji. Things are not looking good. We are down 6 to 4. So at this point I realize, we need to get some of our ships in their cap. I think that's the only way that we're going to be able to win this game, because we are definitely outnumbered. And we have 1 heavy ship left, just the Dunkirk. I remember at this point Battle Air was complaining in chat that the Dunkirk was just in his way and would not get out of the way. And the enemy appears to be focusing on him anyway. The Dunkirk, that is. At this point I noticed that the Atlanta, even though I'm doing 33 knots, it just really seems sluggish as a ship. It's not going as fast as I would like. I guess I'm being spoiled by playing DDs too much, especially Russian ones that can get me up into, 40 knots plus. So I'm waiting desperately for this New York Mr. Mad Cow Satan to get in range so I can start contributing to the battle again. I've got 1 kill in it, but only 15,000 damage, which is not too much. So shots out on the New York. Torpedo planes are coming in, so Battle Air is undoubtedly shooting them down. They're still out of range of my AA bubble, so I can't contribute in that respect, but I can help out by shooting at the New York. So I'm peppering him, Fortunately, most of my shells are actually doing some damage to his superstructure, not shattering upon his deck. We get 20 hits and increasing. Our Dunkirk goes down, but then we fortunately take out the Marblehead. Dunkirk does that. And there goes the New York, who was killed by fire from the Dunkirk. So the Dunkirk died, but he actually took out 2 ships after he was killed. So he gets a double strike, and 2, it's just a flesh wound. So he actually did some good contributions there. But now we are down. We have 5 ships left to their 6. So that kind of evened the odds a little bit, but things are still not looking good. I mean, they have a carrier. They can spot us. They do have a cruiser who just entered our cap circle. And at this point, I'm frantically looking at the map, trying to assess the situation, and I'm not paying as much attention as I should to aiming on this Pensacola, who is, dodging wildly, and my shots are landing beyond him. They're landing astern of him. I'm just really not doing a good job aiming here. I'm too busy trying to figure out, where could this Gajimata be? Where's their other ships? Where's their independence? And I'm kind of getting some information overload, and that's really affecting my accuracy. The good news is that we are ahead in the capping, but the Pensacola is also shooting at Battle Air, and every time they damage him, it resets our cap a little bit. My shots are still not getting that accurate. I've only gotten 2 hits on this Pensacola after firing probably 100 shots on him by now. So it's kind of pathetic. So I finally shoot down an enemy plane. Pensacola's on fire. We're actually doing some good damage to him now. Mostly it's the rest of my team that's doing the damage to him. There we go, I got some good hits. That was a good salvo. Followed by another one, set him on fire. Okay, he's gonna go down pretty fast. And I get kill number 2. So now Battle Air's low on health, he's in trouble. And then I see a Fuso in front of me who takes out my front turret. I shoot down some planes, I kick off my defensive fire to take out those bombers. And we are actually tied with them on ships. This Fuso has most of his health left, so I'm kind of worried about this guy. He's also protected by smoke, which was laid down by the Gajimata. There's a Königsberg to our south. Fuso's firing HE at me, which is kind of surprising. I'm sure he'll switch to AP soon. I kick off my radar because I'm worried about where that Gajimata is. There he is, a little bit to starboard. I give him something to think about by firing a salvo in his direction, then switch back to the Fuso. Battle Air goes down in the meantime, probably taken up by the Königsberg. The DD tells us to get out of the cap, which I'm already out of the cap by now, because if they can just be stealthy in the cap, we can hopefully win the game without our DDs being detected. Quick torpedo beats as the Gajimata fires some torpedoes at us. Fortunately, I'm angled good, so I'm able to dodge those. This Fuso's getting closer. Fortunately, he can't bring most of his guns to bear. I'm trying to line up a torpedo shot, but at the same time, I don't want to expose too much of my broadside, because if I do, he's just going to citadel me into oblivion. The Gajimata there only has 300 hit points left, but I can't afford to take him on right now. Fire some torpedoes at the Fuso, but he dodges out of the way. Fortunately, his rear guns are all still pointed to his port side. I'm set on fire. I've got heavy damage. We're down by 1 ship now. I take some quick shots at the Gajimata. Hopefully I can take him out with a nice shot. Fire my port side torpedoes at the Fuso. He's lining up to finish me off. I kick off my repair to put out the fire. I can't spare any moment to look at the Fuso, but fortunately my torpedoes are on target. I fire some more shots at the Gajimata, who just goes out of detection, so it looks like he's going to get away. Problem is, we have a Königsberg with 15,000 health, which is about 3 times as much as I have right now. He has better guns than me. He doesn't have that great armor, but neither do I. So he could probably take me out. So I decide I gotta angle away from this guy as much as I can, keep firing as much as possible. Maybe I can just whittle him down a little bit to give my team some more time. Get some good hits on this guy. He's firing AP at me, but it looks like he's not giving me quite enough lead because I'm not taking damage. I get to the Confederate. Get another good salvo on him. I set him on fire. And it looks like I may actually get him. That's kill number 4. And then there's the Gajamata. I'm really hyped up at this point. He's got 37 hit points. Can I take him out before the end? Can I take him out? Fire some more shots. He's desperately trying to get away. And there goes kill number 5. And Kraken unleashed. Whew. So now we're down to just one enemy ship, the Independence, who's being harassed by our Minikaze and the Cap. Our own destroyers are just about to finish capping on that side. And I do have to say that the last half of that battle was pretty intense. First half was pretty boring, actually, except for that craziness on our own CV's part. But the last half got pretty exciting pretty quickly. And I was amazed that I was able to survive that with as little health as I did and get a Kraken as well. So 381 hits, 82,000 damage. Kraken unleashed. Coming in first place on my team. Take out all those ships. That was an exciting game. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.